It's a great honor for us to have you here in the best state of India. As you know, Punjab may be a small state, but a very prosperous state. Punjab constitutes about 2% of the land area of this country, but produces 60% of the food requirement of the country. As I was telling you inside, you fly over Punjab, every inch of land is under agriculture. And I personally say it's all because of Punjab that the food problem of this country has been solved. Punjabi by nature, as you are aware, are very hard-working people. And the number of Punjabis living in Punjab, I think there are more than double of them are living all across the world. And Canada is being one of those countries where there's a huge Punjabi population, and I think it's growing very fast. And I was very happy when this time the number of ministers also increased in the Union Cabinet. And I think the way it's going, after 20 years, we may have a Prime Minister there. Anyway, in our state, we have two major parties. One is the Akali Dal, which is a regional party, which is presented by my father as the Chief Minister. He's been the Chief Minister for 5 times. Nearly last 20 years, he's been Chief Minister for 15 years. And we have the Congress, which is another national party. The basic thrust of our government in Punjab has been to upgrade our infrastructure to the world level. And if you might be seeing that we have opened up all our services in our state for private sector investment. Every area is being opened up. Our aim is that government should not be in business of doing business. Government can only be in a regulatory business. Leave it rest to the private entrepreneurs. So if you look at now, all our sectors like road sector, power sector, other infrastructure sector now is open to private sector. In the last 5 to 6 years, we have been able to make our state a power surplus state with a huge investment, and we are one of the only states in the country which we have power surplus. Now we are connecting our state within a state. We'll have by end of this year the best road connected states with 6 to 8 lane expressways. Huge investment is going on. So there's a huge opportunity for world companies to invest in our state, in infrastructure especially. Another very major initiative which we have taken is governance reforms. Our government has created a department. Our laws were old laws formed during the British days, where every obstacle was put by the bureaucracy that time. So we looked at things that we need to change now. So we formed a commission headed by Dr. Pramod Kumar, he's the gentleman sitting with me, to look at old laws, old regulations and change all of them and use technology so that citizens do not have to suffer. And we have been very successful in it. And we have been awarded this year the best state in governance reforms. Some of the examples I'll let you know. For example, by end of this year, or maybe before, by October, no citizen of my state will need to go to any government department for any of his works. He can either get it done online, or we have been creating these centers. Or every 4 villages has one center known as Seva Kendras, where you can go there and every work of yours is done there. Similarly, we have come out with removing other like affidavits and all other obstacles. We have removed everything. Our registrations have been simplified. Our working systems in the government have been simplified. Like if anybody from maybe America, Canada, Europe want to invest in Punjab, normally what happens is, to To start a business in any country, for example, if you want to start a business in Canada, I may have to go to 5 or 10 departments, maybe power department, maybe town planning department, maybe some other departments to get all the clearances, then I can start business. In our state, we have changed all that. We have created one department known as Invest Punjab, which is headed by one CEO, and the slogan is, if anybody wants to invest even a rupee in our state, go to one office, one CEO, one telephone number, one email, and within 1 month, all clearances you get. So the gentleman sitting with me is a CEO of our Invest Punjab. In the last 1.5 years, 2 years since we have formed this department, we have investments to the tune of so $2.5 billion worth of investment has come in, and within 1 month, investor gets every clearance and he doesn't have to go to any department. So these are the systems we have brought about change in our systems of governance, which has encouraged a lot of investment in our state. We are opening up our state, especially in the IT sector, which is this sector which is a lot of opportunity here. And His Excellency, as we were mentioning, like food processing is one area where both countries can share our knowledge as well as gain from it. As I told you, we are just producing 4-5% of converting 4-5% of our food grown in our country into processed food, where this is a huge market. I think 1 in every 6 person in the world is an Indian. So look at the amount of food which is required, and the opportunity is immense in our state. In food processing, we have a huge auto sector is one area. Especially, we are the biggest manufacturers of tractors in India, as well as combines in India, and agriculture equipment, India being an agriculture state. So we are opening up our state for all areas, whether it's biotechnology, or is it in infrastructure, or is it in pharmaceuticals, food processing I just mentioned. So I think it's a great honor for us to receive you here, and with your coming and with the exchange of delegations and visits, I think both the countries we can all mutually gain from each other and grow together. And especially Canada and India, the relationship we have, the people of Indian origin living in Canada and the relationship and the closeness they have. I think people of Canada think that they are in Canada also. It's like in Punjab. I was told like some of the street signages are in Punjabi. So that's the level of Indianization which is taking place in Canada.
Exactly.
So it's a great honor to have you here, ma'am and sir. And hopefully you'll be here again, and we can take forward our reviews and take forward and
thank you so much
learn from each other
for welcoming us,
maybe to achieve something
and you
great for
have
everyone.
here in this delegation, I know Premier McLaughlin will want to speak, but you have the largest province and the smallest province in Canada, and so we are bringing a rich range of experience on this delegation. I want to again thank you so much for your support and your assistance on our mission. It's much appreciated, and we are very excited about the opportunities. All of the things that you just talked about, I want to go back to a few of them because there are very good opportunities because of what we are doing in Ontario and what you are doing here, and the expertise that we can share, I think, is very timely and opportune at this moment. Ontario is 38% of the population in Canada, and we have been the manufacturing hub, although as I said to you, agriculture is a huge part of our economy, and so I think that we have opportunities with the expertise that we've developed. We have a very highly educated workforce, and on our delegation we have representatives from the IT community, as you have noted, Principal Secretary. We have representatives from the clean tech sector, so whether it's water, whether it's air pollution, all of those technologies that we are developing, and I know that there are opportunities here as the Smart City initiative goes forward. On infrastructure, we have over the last number of years developed a procurement process through an organization that we have set up called Infrastructure Ontario, and we're making the largest infrastructure investment in Ontario's history over the next 10 years. We're 2 or 3 years into that investment now, and so in terms of our procurement processes and the changes we have made, we have very much brought the private sector into the risk bearing of the projects that we have developed, and those projects are coming in on budget, and we're very, very happy with the way the building is going. But we are investing in transit, we're investing in roads and bridges and hospitals and schools across the province. So I think that there are many opportunities. I'm glad to hear that businesses have already been in touch with you. The connections between us go beyond the business, as you have mentioned. There are 700,000 Indo-Canadians in Ontario, and the vast majority of those are Punjabi, and we have a very strong connection. I haven't met anyone here yet who doesn't have a connection to Canada, and so I think that makes it that much easier for us to understand one another and to do business together. I was interested to hear your comments about the simplification of government processes. We have been working on red tape reduction in our government, and Prime Minister Modi spoke about the opening of government and dealing with regulation, and so I think that's one area where we can learn from each other. It sounds like you have had great success, and I would be very interested to know how you have done that and what you have done to reduce the processes that people have to go through, businesses have to go through, at the same time, of course, preserving safety and security, and so we'd be very interested to follow up on that. And so I look forward to working together. I know that we're going to somewhat formalize a partnership today, and I am very, very pleased at the work we've already done together, and I look forward to many more opportunities coming out of this trade mission, but also recognizing that this trade mission is just the beginning of many of those partnerships. There will be follow-up that we will do over the coming months, and so I look forward to us being able to grow our relationship. And I'm going to ask Premier McLaughlin to make a couple of comments.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Minister and colleagues. Thank you, Premier Wynne, for the opportunity to join the delegation and to be here for this warm welcome. Even coming in from the airport, it was evident that we've made great progress on infrastructure, that was roads to explore opportunities and to use the Deputy Chief Minister to work together and to learn together. And to build on that, the opportunity to work together with partnerships in post-secondary education, both at the college level and at the university level. A number of the institutions who are with the delegation already have bilateral relations and are here exploring further opportunities, and then opportunities for students to come and to travel in both directions and indeed to learn together. You speak about agriculture and the Punjab's role as the breadbasket of India, for that to continue because the appetite is growing. It will require, as is true in Canada, to learn better practices, to build more capacity, and to share knowledge in two directions between Canada and India. And indeed, that's one of the particular opportunities that our province will be confirming while we're here with this delegation and on this visit. There's been reference made to information technology, biotechnology. These are clearly areas of great interest for Ontario and for Prince Edward Island. And may I add one other, which is tourism. There are a lot of people from Punjab who travel to Canada to connect with their family and to visit. And when I reflect on the fact that our seasons are somewhat complementary, that's to say that it's great to be here on the 2nd of February. It's warmer than is the case in either Ontario or Prince Edward Island, even if you consider it winter. We're pleased to be here, and we'd be happy to welcome you or your colleagues or Punjabi citizens to come and visit Ontario or Prince Edward Island.
And may I ask my colleague, Karim Takar, one a valued member of my team, just to make a couple of remarks, please.
I just really want to say thank you, and also for really taking the interest to make sure that the Premier was well received at the Golden Temple. I want to acknowledge the work that Mr. Majidhia did as well. He was very, very helpful, and we are very thankful for that as well. I think I was actually telling Premier before he even came in here that there's a huge opportunity on the food processing side. And right from storage to how we take it to the market and so on. But we have a huge delegation that can actually help you a lot in the infrastructure side as well. So we are very, very keen to work with you. Anything that we can do to smoothen this relationship, I think Premier is very keen to make sure that happens.
Excellency, taking it forward from what you just said.
Regarding food processing, in our state we have passed a law now. It's tax-free for food processing. We complete no taxes, no sale tax, no other taxes. Complete. If you want to do food processing, set up a food processing park in Punjab or factory, tax-free. Plus, we're giving the cheapest power in the country at the half the rate of what power is available in other states. So that's a huge incentive to set up food processing units in our state.
And actually we have few farmers with us who are specializing in this field, and we would like to set up a meeting for them as well.
They are here.
They are here right now. So we are in the process of setting up meetings for them. And we have excellent firms who do great work in the food processing side. And we will be more than pleased to introduce.
We are building 2 food processing parks, one in Ludhiana and one in Jalandhar. So these food processing parks can come as a place where the people can come and invest. Complete infrastructure is there, and I think with the opening up of the marketing, and I was actually my wife happens to be the Union Minister for Food Processing in Government of India, and she was telling me that Government of India is looking to open up 100% FDI in food processing sector. So she's requesting the Prime Minister to do that, because that's going to be a big investment, and if it's 100% FDI is also allowed, and a state like Punjab, which is a tax-free in terms of all local taxes, everything is zero here, and cheapest power, and I think that will be a very big destination.
Well, I think that is a huge opportunity, and Ontario has a long history. So it's not only current, but we have a long history of food processing, and so I think that is definitely an area that we should connect.
In our state, if anybody had to invest, he had to go to 22 departments before he could clearance to start a business. So I was one day thinking, why do you need to go to 22 departments? All departments are headed by an officer who's equally intelligent. So I said, why don't we give powers of the 22 departments to one man? So we passed a law in our state where 22 departments power is given to the one officer, CEO of Invest Punjab. So any type of investment, you just have to go to his office, and within 1 month his one signature clears everything.
So clearly, Mr. Principal Secretary, we should all come to your door.
I'll be more than willing to reach out to investors in Ontario.
To convert every village into smart village, and for the smart city we have already got one city cleared, Ludhiana as a first project, pilot project, and our 2 cities, Amritsar and Jalandhar, will be in the pipeline next time. We are on our own expense. These 3 projects have some assistance from Government of India, but Mohali and New Chandigarh, I want to take up as a smart project with our 100% our money, our state money. So I think we can jointly work together on that, as well as the smart village concept.
That's very ambitious, and I again love to hear more about that. How many municipalities or villages are?
So they are about nearly about
11,500 villages, 11,500 villages, and about municipalities and towns about 150 approximately, plus minus 10.
So 11,500 villages.
Yeah.
That is even more ambitious than I imagined when you said it. That's amazing.
I've always felt, man, that
If you take up one project, a small project, and you take up one big project is easier to finish up than a small project. Because the time, planning, everything is the same.
Yes.
And in funding for a big project, you'll get easier than a small project. So I am thinking of that way, and I've been very, and people say that I'm very ambitious, but I've always tried to prove that we can do it.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
So Badal sir, can we, even on the smart cities project, can we set up some sort of team, maybe of 2 people from each side?
Yeah, why not?
That we can start working on it?
yes.
We can immediately do that, and from my side it will be Mr. Tawari, and anybody concerned, they can start working from tomorrow.
Excellent. So we will we'll get our officials, Leslie, I'm looking
Yes,
at you. Yes.
I'm writing it down.
Yes. That's wonderful.
I think there's a lot of
Scope in this project, and I think let's pick up some smart village concepts.
I love that idea, and I think it's something that
and
we
a
need to
lot
talk
of
about.
Punjabis, especially who have been settled in Canada.
They will love to participate in their smart village projects.
Yes.
So it will be a joint venture. We can choose some villages which are people who are doing very well there, like to contribute for building that smart village.
Yeah, the people there will adopt
Their village, and we can convert it to a smart village.
Absolutely.
Well, and I think if we can get our officials talking, Principal Secretary and our officials talking about what the real opportunities are and make it specific, I think that that will hold out great hope.
Thank you so much, Premier Wen and Premier McClellan. We are going to continue our discussions with the business leaders that are part of the delegation over a networking reception that CI has organized today, and of course tomorrow again at the plenary. We do get to hear from you, Premier, and also from other business delegates. Sir, you'll be happy to know that we've been able to draft and agree upon a memorandum of understanding with the state of Ontario that covers a wide range of activities where we can collaborate further, both in terms of trade flows, investment, knowledge exchange, and in different sectors in both urban areas, ICT, smart cities, as Premier was mentioning, food processing, as well as in tourism and cultural affairs. If you permit, sir, and Premier Wen, we can sign this MoU right now. We are ready with the draft, sir.
Sir, I'll sign. What if you sit back down and everybody...
Wait, you sit down and we sit everything.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so then probably we need to open it.
Yes, we open it. Pretend to
Apparently we have 2 people going to work together and they should exchange.
Okay, please look here.
Thank you. So, yeah.
So we're going to exchange the... I think they're both signed.
Yep.
They're both-
Yep, they're all
both
signed.
identical.
They're all- That's the most beautiful MOU I've seen.
This is a handicraft which is local to Punjab. It's actually done by the women of
I've seen it
rural
on the
areas.
Fulkari.
Fulkari.
Yeah,
Fulkari, yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so,
Thank you very much. And I think we're... Thank you very much.
close.
exchange एक बार और करो बस ठीक है exchange